Alright, guys. As promised, filming this late, but it is Thursday, as I said, that I would film and post this. So let's go to what I think. By the way, shout out to Mr. Climber, man. I was on like 994 subs. I feel like I was stuck between like 970 to 994 for like I don't know, man, like 6 months or something. But this dude shared one of my videos on his channel. He's got a pretty good number of subscribers, and yeah, man, told people to subscribe to me, and now I got a little bit over 1,000 now. So shout the frick out. And he's got the first question here. We're gonna go in chronological order, or try to anyway. And he asked the same question uh, he was asking 6 months ago, or no, sorry, 1 year ago when I did this Q&A last, and that is, have you ever been so far as to decide who could have been? Uh, yes. All right, next question is from Jesus Strong. How did you get the name Dope Jangles? So it's kind of stupid, but I ended up liking the sound of it, especially when once I like heard it from other people, and I was like, you know what? It sounds nice. It's got a little southern twang to it. I'm into it. But a dojang is basically like a Korean martial arts studio, right? So my primary martial art that I practiced the most of my life is taekwondo. Under Master U. Shout out New Revolution Taekwondo in Athens, Georgia. Um, yeah, so a dojang, just like a dojo would be like a martial arts studio in Japan. A dojang is what they call it in Korea. And had a little southern flavor to it. I was thinking about Bojangles, the restaurant, with the freaking fried chicken and all that stuff, all that good. And yeah, I just combined the words. I thought it sounded cool. I don't know. Yeah, it does sound cool. I like hearing other Southern people say it too. I'm like, hell yeah, it sounds badass. Even though I don't really post too much martial arts content anymore, I'm kind of focused on climbing and calisthenics and stuff. I like the name. I'm gonna keep the name, guys. I like it. What is my what is your philosophy on life? Old Nikki Jesus Strong asked me. So, what is my philosophy on life? I'd say ethically something very similar to like the golden rule. Kind of just treat others how you would like to be treated. Um, and that's about it, man. Other than that, I kind of just follow whatever I'm passionate about. Um, and yeah, I just try not to be an asshole. That's kind of my philosophy on life. I guess, if that's what you mean. If you have any specific questions about philosophy, let me know too. I'm down to talk some philosophical bullshit with you. I have a degree in philosophy from the University of Georgia, so I'm all about it, dude. All right, who's next? I think. Let me see. A Scotter. Wait, who is this? This is. Oh yeah, Adelaide Scott. Okay, cool. Shit. Let me go back. Excuse me, guys, as I return. So this is a pretty good question from Adelaide here. What's your fellow climber? Shout out. What's your process like to find new boulders to clean in FA? Uh, how do you clean boulders? And congrats on 1K, thanks. So I don't know what is my process. I mean, I kind of just go around places like parks that would probably have, rock features, and I look at a rock or whatever, and I say, hey, that looks pretty cool. You know what I mean? And I try to climb it. Now, pretty much every place I've gone to, I was already I was already aware there was some boulders there, or like, somebody told me there were. Um, but when I first visited, let's say, Lake Nickel, for example, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, I know people climbed here, and obviously there's like boulders here, but I didn't know, that this was a problem. This was a problem. Like, all I saw were rocks, and I was like, well, I can hang on to this. I'm strong enough to grab this. Let me just try to, put a line together, connect the dots, and that's kind of the process, man. And for the ones I FA'd, especially, like those were in Lake Nickel, here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and also in Hurricane Creek. Um, I'm not even sure if those are FAs. They may not be. I know almost for a fact that the two V6s and V7 at Hurricane Creek are FAs. But the rest, I mean, somebody could have climbed those for sure because they were only like, V2s, V1s, V3s, V4. One most likely is an FA. Actually, maybe two are FAs at Lake Nickel because those were V5s, and I don't think that people that had climbed there before were at that level yet. Um, but I was aware there were problems on those boulders already, so what I did was essentially extend what was already there. So just added, maybe a traverse into a little ascent or something, or a lower start, you know what I mean? Or if there was some, like, obvious line that was kind of out of the way, but, had small holds, and I was like, this looks possible, then I would, like, try that until, I completed it. A lot of times, like, especially at Hurricane Creek, there would be, a few problems on, like, a giant boulder, and it's like, well, somebody climbed something here, but not, like, 5 feet this way. They didn't climb, like, this line. It's, like, pretty obvious to me, just, straight up and down, so I would just try that. And then name it something, and, give it whatever I thought it was, grade-wise, just my opinion. But again, some of those, I mean, somebody could have climbed those before. I mean, my FAs, I've got many that are like V3s, V2s, V1s, so it's like, anybody who is in good shape could figure that out eventually, especially if they were like really into climbing. But I'm 99.9% positive that the two V5s at Lake Nickel and the two V6s and V7 at Hurricane Creek are I've never been done before, so that's kind of cool. And I kind of just got lucky, man. I guess in a way, climbing in Tuscaloosa is not that popular. Not a lot of people mess around with these areas. Look at like an hour or two out of the way to like a more well-known bouldering field. But I'm like, shit, this is 15-minute drive from my house or something. Like, why would I not just after working a weekday, go here and fuck around for a bit. And how do I clean the boulders? I don't do anything too crazy. I kind of just, I don't know, my ethos for that is kind of just leave it alone. Like, I'll take a little brush for like a hold, but I'm not gonna go crazy and like, totally take like everything I have to, spend hours cleaning off moss and this and that. I might clean off the moss on like a, top out or somewhere that I know my feet or hands are gonna be. But otherwise, I kind of just leave it as it is. I don't want to leave too much of a mark on Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, pretty sure that question's a good one. All right, what else we got? I think we gotta go to another post now. Let's do this one. Oh, nope. Okay, I guess I'm going to my videos, so bear with me. Here we go, first video, comments here. Alright, we'll just do Avery here. My friend Avery says, what would you consider your most impressive physical feat? The one that most impressed me probably was being able to teach myself the back lever on the gymnastics rings within like 10 weeks. And I only trained that thing once a week. So just really high intensity sessions, but very low volume. And it just, I don't know, it just shocked me that I was able to do it so quickly. I even held it for like 10 seconds or something, so that was pretty badass. I probably know I wouldn't be able to do it right now after I threw my freaking back out, but yeah, I was like, how the hell did I just, spend less than 3 months and like learn this freaking advanced gymnastic skill? And I even used a false grip, which is even more difficult and puts more stress on the biceps tendons. But by the grace of freaking God, my my biceps didn't tear. Training so hard for that. That was during like the COVID-19, bullshit, and all the gyms were closed and stuff. So I was like, had nothing to do really, other than train at home. So I just randomly decided to learn the back lever on rings, and yeah, that was pretty cool. Other than that, man, you know, probably I've done a lot of weird shit that I never would have thought I'd be able to do. Like I lifted and carried a stone, like just a natural fucking stone I dug out of the freaking forest I lived next to a few years ago. The weighed, I think it was 226 pounds. And at the time, my body was 150, so that was pretty crazy. Probably climbing that V7 that I FA'd in Hurricane Creek was also kind of nuts. I couldn't believe I did that. It didn't even take as long as I thought it would. It probably took a combined, I don't know, 10, 11 hours or something to finish that entire line. But yeah, man, appreciate the question. Let's keep on going. Alright, Old Man Arm Strength says, when and how did you get into climbing? What made you want to do? This is pretty funny, actually. So, I was a martial artist for a long time. And, I had this, I was really into Kung Fu. I had taken some Wing Chun, but other than that, was kind of just a fan of Kung Fu, right? And kind of, this esoteric, you know, almost like borderline asceticism kind of shit where guys would just like pound, their fist into a rock for like 30 years or something. That was like all they did, but then their fist was like a damn hammer by the end of it. Or like, people would just, these guys would just torture themselves needlessly to like fashion a part of themselves into like a deadly weapon. That always kind of like fascinated me. So what I wanted to do, I guess this idea in my head was like, what if I just had like an insane like kung fu grip, if I had like crazy strong fingers, I could just freaking like the movie Roadhouse, just tear a guy's throat out or something. Or like, some kind of Fist of the North Star kind of shit if you ever watched like that anime. Just some wild shit. If I got my hands that strong, that could be kind of like the end game of my martial arts. Because I figured, once I get too old, and I feel like I've almost already hit that point, I'm not gonna be able to kick that well or quickly anymore. And then eventually, in the future, if I'm like, 60, 70 or something, I'd be able to punch that well either. But if all I had to do was grab onto a guy, and if I grabbed onto his neck or something, I could just you know rip his shit up, then that would be like the easiest way to defend myself as like a an elderly man, I guess. So it sounds kind of psychotic, but that's just the mind of a martial artist, man. So that's what it is. That's what got me into climbing. But eventually, ended up liking climbing a lot more than martial arts, which I wasn't expecting that, but that's why I'm still doing it, man. It's fun. I find it very meditative, and I don't really think about ripping throats out anymore. I just think about getting out there and climbing a real rock, and it's been fun. Kind of like what Adelaide was talking about, like being able to get outside locally and do some first ascent to some like cool creative kind of problem somewhere, and yeah, just fun to do, man. I've been loving it. All right, so now we got Tard Strength over here. That freaking name. How much do you weigh now? I weigh, let's see. He says he weighs 155. That is almost exactly what I weigh, actually. Yeah, I'd say I'd probably hover right now between like 154 and 157 or something. Kind of just depends on the time of day or what I'm up to. Congrats on losing weight, by the way, man. You say here the year you went down from 190 a year ago. That's awesome, dude. It looks like you're aiming to get down to 147 pounds and lean bulk back up mega slow. Cool, man. Well, look, don't kill yourself trying to reach like a certain weight. I mean, I'd say 155 is already pretty damn good. But hey, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just don't go anorexic on us. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on. I think we got a few more questions on the second video that I posted. Oh, that was the second video I posted. I'm like back to the first one I posted. Sorry about that. Not doing some chronological order anymore. All right, let's see. I got Bad Body Not So Fake just saying congrats and stuff. I appreciate that, my friend. Congrats to you as well. You've been killing it on YouTube lately. Let me see. Oh, you got Shiki Baby saying the same. Thanks, bro. A lot of congrats here. Much appreciated. So I think that was all of the questions. Did I miss anything? Let me look real quick. I think that might have been it, guys. That may have been it. Boom. Yeah, I think that was it, guys. So appreciate the questions. If I did somehow miss anything, just let me know. Yeah, man, shout out to my old Muay Thai instructor, dude. This guy was so cool. It was actually, I dabbled with taekwondo when I was a teenager, but I was just hanging out, like, as my friend went there. I didn't really take it seriously or go that often. I didn't have a belt, actually. I think I ended up borrowing one of his belts just to keep the uniform on, but or did I even have a uniform at that point? I probably didn't. I think I was just in gym clothes messing around with my friend, and they were all in their dough box or whatever. But yeah, once I got into college, man, I met these dudes that were into martial arts, and they're talking about like jiu-jitsu and stuff, and they were going to check out the grappling club, which at the time was kind of bullshit. It was just a bunch of dudes. I don't think anybody was over a blue belt, So I was like, let me try to find an expert of something somewhere. I was already kind of a fan of mixed martial arts, really enjoyed watching people like Anderson Silva fight when I was a teenager and stuff. And he was a Muay Thai specialist. He also had a BJJ black belt, but he was a Muay Thai specialist. And I was like, man, I wonder if there's Muay Thai around here. And I ended up finding and meeting people who do Muay Thai, and they say, yeah, this guy, Mr. Scott Hicks here, is starting a gym. They don't have a space to use yet, but what we do is we meet on the freaking on the freaking soccer fields, um, and just bring out pads and you know working up. They had like sleds to drag and stuff like that, and we just learned, you know, and for freaking I think it was just $40 a month, guys. I got to learn from this master, and he learned in Thailand. He fought in Thailand. He trained, you know, champions at the state level, national level, like world level, and you know, here I was, you know, 18 years old, learning from this dude. I don't know if he had just moved to Athens or something, had another place yet or something, but he was just like, yeah, let's teach you taekwondo out in this damn soccer field. And it was really fun, man. Got my ass handed to me a lot, but he was always kind enough to, you know, take me aside and teach me some, you know, some stuff privately for a few minutes, and I always appreciated that, you know, tweak my technique and show me certain things that I can do that would suit my body type and size and strengths. And he was a really great coach, and you know, eventually him and Casey Baines, who was my BJJ instructor, who is still around, thankfully. That guy's awesome too. They ended up starting a place. I think they rented out space in this taekwondo gym in town, and that eventually turned into Megalodon, and now, you know, fast forward over a decade later or whatever, uh, they have a place in Watkinsville, Georgia, big studio to themselves. Of course, Scott's not there anymore. Rest in peace. But I visited them a few times in the past after college and stuff, and they're doing great, man. They're killing it out there. And Casey Baines, when I met him, he had just received his black belt. That was like a year prior to me meeting him in 2008. And now in 2023, that man is a third-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, under Jean-Jacques Machado of Alliance, which is out of Atlanta. So shout the frick out to Megalodon and to Casey Baines. And rest in peace, Mr. Scott Hicks. What a legend, dude. Uh, you know, I'm sorry to say that I'm really out of touch with all these guys. You know, I hadn't seen or been to the gym in probably, damn, I don't know, 6, 7 years, something like that. So I didn't even know. I kind of found out randomly uh, that he passed. So it really sucks, man. 58 years old is too young, in my opinion, for such a great man like him to go. But that's life, man. You never freaking know. Anyway, guys, didn't mean to end on a sad note like that. I can say, but you know, look, death is not the end, am I right? You know, if you believe in that kind of thing. So he's in a better place now. Anyway, that's about it, guys. Keep freaking crushing out there. I'm about to freaking maybe down a little protein shake or something and start getting ready for bed. So peace out. Have a good one. Thank you for the questions. Peace.